since I was young. I took a finance class when I was a sophomore, and I was like, this ain't too hard. Let me look at it.
Yeah.
And then Joseph posted the chart. You know what I'm talking about? He posted like Trading View or something.
Yeah, something from it was like Trading View, something on MetaTrader 4 or something like that.
Yeah, man, he posted something. And I was like, you into stocks, bro? And from that point on, really, you was really the first person that introduced me to The Secret.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Dang,
so-
that's pretty big, bro. Like, to the people that put me on that was around the same people you was hanging out with too.
Yeah.
The Secret was like a big reason to where I was like, okay, like that makes sense to why I'm not having success. So, hey, well, I'm glad I shared that, man.
Yeah, and honestly, I remember back in the day, I used to come like 50 times a day. I'd be like, God damn, shit, let me breathe for a second. I got to work too, shit. But I'm honestly grateful because y'all introduced me into something that's really led me in a different trajectory than I would have if I, didn't get involved in that stuff.
I try to be the Superman. Now I just play. Like I try to look at things in my own way and be like, how does this make me feel? Does this make me feel good or bad? And I see other people going through the same thing, and I'm like, okay, like maybe I can shine some light on this person and maybe get them going in the right direction, because I would like someone to do that to me,
Yeah. So that's honestly pretty dope. And that brings it back to how 2020 was for each individual. It really comes down to their mindset. And that's one of the big things that came out. The secret is you create what you believe and what you think. Your main thoughts is what you create and, happens in your life.
It's crazy because a lot of people don't believe in that.
Yeah.
And I can tell you right now, for me, in this second, it's real, it's just, whenever you just kind of have that thought that your imagination is already a destination. It's a real place, but you just got to hold it and speak it. And, pretty much The Secret, it was the beginning of it. And for people that read The Secret or listened to it on the movie or the documentary, I just let them know that's just the beginning. That's the third grade level, and once you
that's the numbers.
Exactly, because it's it just helps you wake up to the fact okay, you know what, I understand. That's why I keep running into a red light. I'm in a bad mood right now. You know what I'm saying? I'm honking at people. This is why I keep getting bad results or more poverty. Things just it makes too much sense.
The secret is more you're learning numbers or addition, but you don't know division coming next.
Exactly.
And then you got algebra after that. There's levels to this. Once you get introduced, and what's crazy is once you get introduced and you become more aware, it's the world holds you to a higher level of
responsibility.
Yeah, responsibility.
Yeah, I feel that way, bro.
Because whenever you mess up now, it's it shows you look, you fucked up. But back then you didn't really know, so it was just a circle event.
That's why it's always good, for us to go ahead and kind of tell the people, our little brothers and sisters behind us, because they're looking at us as role models. So as long as we're sitting there, we're just kind of letting them know, every year or so that, hey, I was going through this. This is how you can get out of this. This is my word of advice. Sometimes I'll even tell them to go watch The Secret, since we're talking about it, hey, look, I want to help you. Watch this. Maybe it might make sense to you.
Yeah. Well, even bigger than that, kids. How many kids you got, my man?
I got 4.
Man, you got a whole basketball team, a starting 5 with y'all.
I know, shoot. They are going to be superstars. That's the goal. That's the goal.
And then how do you feel self-development translates to being a dad? Do you feel
Oh, man. Bro, it's everything. If you don't know how to, run your kids, you can't run a business, because these your kids, they're the ones that, every single day you gotta hear from them. And I just made a post about it today too on my Facebook, where I took a picture of my son and I was just they watch you, they watch you close. They pick up your good and your bad habits. And that's how sometimes I'm more aware about some of the stuff I'm doing wrong, because I'm wait, where'd he learn that?
Yeah.
I was what's he doing? What is he doing? Oh no. So that's important that we just kind of, we kids are an investment almost. It's if you take care of them and you feed their minds, it's gonna help you out. And don't worry about how it's gonna help you out. Just know, God and it's gonna come back and bless you through them.
And people don't understand. I feel that you could actually work at being a parent. People feel like you're only one level of a parent, and then you're just stuck at that level. When I feel like when my son and me and him don't really have like a pleasant interaction or something, or I feel like I did something wrong, I will think back on it, and the next time I approach it differently to try to get different results.
I be thinking about it and I be crying. I'm like, oh, what could I have done better? Nah, like for real though, I'm very emotional for family, because I just feel like I'm big on like just like, you know, with 4 it's a lot. Yeah, so like with personal development, you got to talk to yourself, you know, like a lot, and be like, I can do this, like, you know, like there's a reason why I have 4. Like I have to, like God is forcing me to level up or something, you know what I'm saying? Like, so that mentality came a lot from me reading books, you know, watching documentaries. That's helping me feed my mind. But a lot of it to taking care of your kids, that's where the battle really is. The business might be a little bit of a challenge, but it's your day-to-day, second by second, taking care of these kids, because when you feed one of them, the other one hungry. When you get one sleeping in the bed, you know what I'm saying, the other one crying and wake the other 4 up, like your other 3 up. I'm just like, man, like, you know what I'm saying? So that brings a lot of meditation too, you know, because that's the only way that you can kind of like get through that. Just be grateful and be like, okay, one day they're gonna grow up, like, and instead of me doing all of these little tedious things, you know, it's gonna help me out whenever they get older.
And I feel like if you look at your household, you could honestly measure like how you doing as a man, because they say try to conquer your household first, make sure everything's aligned, you know, all your ducks in a row before you try to go out and conquer the world. Because if you can't conquer your house, how are you gonna be in the world? You trying to be president, but your house is out of control. That don't make no sense.
Exactly. It's also an energy thing. Some people don't look at it that way, but like if your house is chaotic and it's been like that for some years, like, you know, you're gonna take that energy off on someone else, or, you know, just it's just not good to, like, you know, have a bad, unhappy home. You know, when everyone at home is happy and, you know, everybody's clean and the house is clean, it just makes you even feel better when you walk in a house and it smells good too, and you know that your kids are, you know, starting to help out and get to that age. So look, for everybody that's a parent out there, look, you got this. Your kid was supposed to be in the world for a reason, and you may not know for the next couple years, for the next 10 years, for the next 20 years, it don't matter. Your kid is here in this world because of you for a reason. So give your own self a what is them things, you know, a high five or a back pat.
Pat the back. So see, really coming home to a clean house is like, you remember back in the day when you used to clean your room and then you would walk outside and walk back in and see how clean it looked if somebody walked in there. That's what it feels like for the people that don't clean their house. That's what it would feel like if you did.
It's a good feeling. Like, and it's just whenever it's not clean, it's just like, oh, I feel a headache.
I can't, and it disrupts your energy. I feel like there's a better flow if it's just like everything's in where it needs to be.
Yeah, don't get me started on that one.
I feel like since I was young, I was real into like the feng shui of stuff. I would organize my bed and all my stuff and how I felt like the room was the most at flow.
Yeah, whenever I was at home, I liked to keep my room as clean as possible. The only time that I think it was just dirty, well, this is when I was older, whenever I started to, back in 2015 when we met, whenever I was traveling a little bit more, because, you know, I knew I had a home, so like I would come home, throw my clothes under my bed, you know, so maybe clean it, like I knew where everything was, but like laundry was really the only thing. But like, you know, I would leave again and go out of town and, you know, go buy some more clothes and just come back and keep doing the same thing.
See, I feel like laundry is a waste. What if we start making less clothes but higher quality, like how they did back in the day? Back in the day, they had like 2 fits and showered like 3 times a month.
I'm so glad you brought that up, actually, because me and my fiance, we were talking about, just shout out to Chasen out there. I know she's probably listening, but we were just talking about like how with 2020 just getting started and, you know, into another new decade, because 2020 is just the beginning. You know what I'm saying? But that doesn't mean that it's going to be chaotic the whole You know, things are becoming more traditional. People are going to start buying from small businesses again, and that's going to be more popular. You know, little businesses. So if you start right now, like, it doesn't matter if you started, you know, your own cake bakery or your own podcast, whatever. Like, this is the perfect time to start because everyone is favored over the smaller businesses winning versus the big corporations lying to us, stealing from us. You know, that hierarchy model is just disappearing, and people are starting to like come together in community. So that's why I'm glad you doing what you're doing. You know, so with the radio, because people got to hear, you know, everyone else's voice. And you know, this is the perfect time for everybody out here that's listening to get plugged in. And, you know, so get with your boy Dave. And
so speaking of plugged in, shit, what's the Plug Network? Speak on that. Let me hear about that. I've been real interested.
So telling, you know, what Plughub Network is, I got the idea because I was like, okay, like, I want to start a business, but like, I just feel like there's so many things on Google. It's just all over the place because, you know, we're in the information age, so it's kind of sometimes too much information. So I just packaged everything together, you know, for influencers and, you know, entrepreneurs too. Anybody that's just trying to start their business, trying to get the word out there. Like I saw the most of my sales whenever I'm in the community. So Plughub is a community of people that are talented and the plug for whatever their, you know, industry is. So if you're, you know, the guy on the squad that pretty much does Facebook marketing, Instagram marketing, if you do, you know, like, if you just need marketing in general, you know, we have an agency for that. But really the thing is to get connected with these people, and it's not like a Facebook kind of connection where you don't know the people. It's like yo, that's my brother, like, this is my fraternity, sorority type of thing, like, this is my blood brother, you know. So here in Plughub, you know, we have a culture where we're, you know, our slang is, oh yeah, you know, we're the plug for this, we're the plug for that, but like, honestly, we're just trying to raise the vibration and lift each other's spirits up and empower each other, because you might have, you know, a gig that you're trying to get off the ground, and maybe your family isn't really helping you, maybe your friends are helping you, but you know, when you join this group, you know, you got the accountability from us. You know, we're going to hold you accountable. Like, we're going to sit there and we're going to challenge you. We're going to make you better. Like, we might give you a new way of thinking, you know, of your business that you never thought of. We might connect you to somebody that already has, you know, success in your field, and they just want to help somebody. So, you know, really, Plughub, you know, we're here to like make a mission, make a statement to plug everybody in to a, you know, a world of possibilities and just, you know, mentorship.
Damn, that's dope.
You know what I'm saying? And the reason why I came up with that was because I was struggling by myself. So the way that I built it in the beginning was, okay, like, I need to plug for everything. Okay, I need to know this guy. Because, you know, that's how Henry Ford worked. You know, some history behind him, like, he didn't know everything. You know, I don't know everything, but guess what? I know people that do.
And that's what the smartest people do, is not try to be, because you can only be the greatest at like one thing at a time.
Exactly.
So you can't learn all these fields. It's better if you know this guy for this, this guy for that, and that's what millionaires do.
Exactly. Like, my best thing that I do is I like to inspire people, motivate them, and I like to connect people. Like, I like to, like, if I meet you and I say, hey, let me connect you to such and such, you know, I'm supporting that person's business because they're inside the Plug Network, but then that person is happy because I'm bringing them leads. And for, you know, for you might have a new guest that comes in. So it's like a cycle that doesn't end. And that's what I'm looking to do, is like build an ecosystem out of it.
And I feel like if DFW did more collaborating with each other, we'd be bigger than any other city in everything.
Collaboration over competition. That's what I tell everybody.
That's what happens in Los Angeles. That's why all them little Viners was popping. They was just in each other's videos, and you know, they got fans, he got fans, but now we always have somebody looking at us.
Exactly. That's why influencers are a big thing, because if you got an influence over 1,000 people, and then I do too, you know, like, I'm bringing that brand awareness of people that I'm with that never heard you before. And they're like, okay, you know what, let me go ahead and, you know, check him out. And that alone is probably going to get you some more people, because, you know, we got a lot of Plug members out here in Dallas that are just looking for that opportunity. So this is my way of actually sending that traffic to you. But same thing. It's just there to help everybody.
That's what's up, man. That's what's up. Because even in the Bible, it talks about mastermind. It said when two people think of something in my name, it's gonna basically happen that much quicker. Yeah. To paraphrase, I know I paraphrase that a lot, but just to the gist of it.
It's true. I believe it's true because, your mind by itself is so big. It's, you can come up with any idea. Yeah. So if you got two people or three or, however many more, you're just adding to that power source, you know?
Mm-hmm. So let me ask you, what actually got you into being an entrepreneur and a person that wants to work for yourself?
Okay, so I went to school.
Yeah.
All right. So some people might look at it like, oh, I'm going to school. What are you talking about? Yeah. Honestly, like, everyone's path is different, but the path that I chose, I rushed myself into school because I saw everybody else going, and I felt like I wasn't good enough, and I was going to be at home. And I was like, nah, like, if I stay home, I'm working at a warehouse. And that's probably because my parents are going to make me or something. And I was like, no. So I wanted to be free. That's all I wanted. So I went to school, and, to find out that financial aid, I just didn't have the student loan to go back. So I was like, okay, I tried to go to the military. I didn't have any other options, Like, when I was in I played football in high school out in Mansfield, Lake Ridge, and tore my rotator cuff. So whenever I tore, when I tore my rotator cuff, the military, after like 9 months of me trying to get in, they could have told me that in the beginning, but they waited to tell me no. So I'm like, okay, so I can't go to the military. I can't go to school. Because, for me going to school, it wasn't even something that I was just, like, excited about. It was just kind of like I'm just making somebody proud, you know. But, so once I didn't have any more options, like, I remember a divine moment on Instagram that it was funny because I think it was a fake account, but it was DFW Millionaires on Instagram, and then they was just talking about, like, work from home opportunities, and, like, I was like 18 or 19. No, I was 19. And I was just like, work from home. I was like, that sounds good. Like, maybe I can do this. And, like, I got connected with some people, and I realized it was some network marketing stuff. But the fact was, like, I didn't look at it as, what people call pyramid schemes or whatever. I looked at it as, okay, like, I just made a new connection. Like, this guy makes $500 more than I do. This guy makes $1,000 more than I do. Like, let me go connect with these guys. This guy makes $10,000, and this guy makes more. But the fact was, I was now linked directly to these people, and they started giving me game. They started talking about, like, showing me light on, like, if you work 40 hours, at your job, you're gonna come home and be tired, and you just, whenever they fire you, that's it. You're done, KO. And they told me, no one can fire me. And, some of them work more than 40 hours. Some of them work less than 40 hours. It just depends on the business. Yeah. But I saw that, and I was like, yo, that's cool. I want that. So that motivated me to be free. And then ever since, 2015, I've been on this mission to make sure that, I'm free. I've made it to my year officially of not working. But, and it's not easy. I will tell you, it takes a lot of sacrifice. It takes a lot of arguments, and it takes a lot of, going back and forth with, like, like timing. Timing becomes, like, your most valuable asset at that time, because you're like, man, like, I want my time back. Yeah. So, like, when you realize your job takes your time away, it's just like, no, let me do it this way. Let me follow what I love doing. And then that's what I've been doing. I've just been connecting people with each other and, giving them hope.
Yeah. And what I feel like a lot of people don't realize is you don't need to be super rich to not work. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Just look at the 4-hour work week, just minimize your expenses, and you don't even have to make that much to not work for somebody else.
Exactly. Like, if you make $2,000 a month, or if your bills are $2,000 a month or $1,000, just make enough, and then honestly have a little bit, make enough, aim past that so that you can, travel and, go out there and just create memories and some new experiences, because a lot of people forget to do that. They try to work so hard, chasing this this destination, but it starts right now.
Yeah. See, me and my girl, we've actually talked about that we would like to go to like buy a little mud hut or like on the side, like in some land and just travel instead. And that's just where our shit is, at the little mud hut land with fruits and veggies growing and shit.
I don't. Okay, so like maybe like 2 weeks ago, we went to this cabin outside Houston.
Yeah.
And I don't know how rich this guy was. He looked like he was a billionaire. Like he had a nice 2020 red Tesla, and because my van got stuck by this creek, and it was his pond. Like he lived on the property, but it was like 400 acres, all some Disney stuff. Anyways, so we asked him what you did, and he did. He cloned plants, and HEB, and I think maybe Walmart is like his biggest, clientele, or the ones that buy from him, for their stores. But he also said he's thinking about cloning marijuana and whatnot, but that's a whole nother that's a whole nother thing. But the lesson was, he said, invest in land, invest in agriculture, because he said, now I don't know if this is true, this is up to you conspiracy people, but that there will be a food shortage in the future, and he said right now is the best time to start learning how to farm and getting in tuned, because he was a spiritual guy, so anybody that's spiritual, that I feel like that doesn't have an agenda that's evil. I usually try to take that it usually comes as a divine message. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna take that advice.
Yeah. See, I've been looking big into starting a farm and stuff, because I feel like that is true to an extent. We really don't have a food shortage. I feel like if we do have one, it's because it's an artificial food shortage. You know what I mean?
Probably, yeah. Yeah, because farmers now, everybody... Because, I just started my vegan, plant-based diet 3 months ago. So,
how you like it?
It's dope. I was kind of forced to do it because she started doing it, and then I was like, well, if I don't do this challenge, if I don't do this challenge, I'm not eating. So, but by day 7, I tried to eat a little piece of chicken, and oh my god, I threw up.
Yeah,
it hurt me. It was one of those ones that someone punched you in your stomach 3 times, and then you just, that's it.
Well, here's the thing, because I was vegan for a while. For a long time, 3 years. But what I've realized is basically all it is an elimination diet, because there's people who are the same exact way but are straight carnivores.
Yeah.
I don't know if you heard of Jordan Peterson. He's an author and a teacher from Canada, but basically he is a carnivore, and so is his daughter. They did it for their bones, and now they don't have any more depression. She's healthy. They lost 100 pounds, and but we're just getting away from the standard American diet, because that's what's killing us. Yeah, for real, that's true. You're just taking stuff away from your diet, and you become healthier. So this cheese, the dairy, and all they would eat is beef and water. That's
beef
it.
And water?
Yeah, that's it.
Dang.
Yeah.
I need some fruit.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. But yeah, the vegan is good. You just gotta be careful not to, because I felt like that was my downfall of my veganism was, I was on the road a lot because I was a driver for a truck.
Yeah.
And the gas station fruit, it's $5 for a cup of mangoes. Yeah. Which is not okay. And if if I have a little lunch bag with fruit, it's okay. But I'm gonna run through that super fast now.
Yeah, and then you still gonna be hungry. You a grown man.
And if I try to eat vegan at the restaurants, I'm gonna eat being Oreos and. Just
that is the challenge. I will tell you is whenever you're looking for convenience, you don't have to learn how to cook. Yeah, and it is cool because a lot of the stuff is the stuff that I eat, a bean burger, that's a cheap meal and it can fill a good amount of people.
Especially you got kids.
Yeah, but we got kids they be tearing them things up. It tastes like a burger, but it doesn't. But it's just it's a mind thing, Because
you can make anything tasty. Shit.
Yeah, if you got some good seasoning, you can make it taste like a dead cow, taste like a burger. Yeah, that's really what it is. But
because nobody like to taste the beef.
Exactly, it's without the season. What is beef? Would you just go to the Walmart? Would you go to Walmart and get the red package and just take a bite out of it like it was an apple?
I feel like if we could not get sick from doing that, people still wouldn't do it.
Yeah, that right there by itself will cause another virus. The meat package challenge.
Yeah, but I would just say with that, the best chance is just being prepared. That was my downfall. I'll get up at like 4 in the morning. Got to go to work. I don't got enough time to cook. I wouldn't get home till like 8.
Yeah.
And when do I got time to cook and be vegan? You know.
Exactly. That's the other thing. Like I'll be like, oh, I don't want to cook, but then say you got them asking, I need something to eat, and sometimes I'll be getting like a granola bar, just something. I'm like, okay, are you hungry or are you just trying to snack? Like, so I'll be praying to snack until I have that energy and that time to go ahead and cook dinner. But having kids keep you very like from the time you wake up. It's like, all right, they're up. I gotta get up. Like they your whole accountability partner right there. It's your accountability team.
Yeah, you got to get up.
They got to. Let me ask you a question. So, since you asking me questions, what made you an entrepreneur?
Shit, really, I've always just thought the system was bullshit since I was young.
Yeah.
I was like, bro, why are we going to school? This is dumb. Because I'm like, I wouldn't say I'm like the smartest person in the world, but I would be sitting in class and we'd be doing this shit. And if I like apply myself, I would understand it easy, but that would make me bored.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? I'd be sitting in class bored. And then I went to college. Nothing interesting. I never wanted like a job. Everybody's like, oh, I want to be a lawyer. So I never really knew what job I wanted. I was going to be a coach because it's around sports and I enjoy sports. Yeah. But that's still the job.
Yeah, that's true.
Because even when I was doing the training, what they had me doing was like washing the clothes late at night and shit, and had to be there. And I'd be like, nah, I'm not doing this shit. So,
yeah, it was fun to be a coach, but the idea of it sounded fun.
And my priority in my life, right, like especially now, is just family time. Mm-hmm. It's not really. I really don't want to be rich.
Yeah, you just want the free. Okay, so you want to be with your family, but be able to go out and do whatever you want. Yeah. That's really if money didn't exist, I mean that's all we would do anyway.
Yeah, my goal, because people have goals to be millionaires. My goal is just to be like 6 figures. Yeah. Because you can buy an island for $70,000.
Yeah, I mean like what I'm saying, like there's so many, like you don't have to look on social media and just be like I have to be like that, because some people like the materialistic stuff. Like I'll move into the mountains in Seattle where no neighbors. With my own garden, if that was the case, if I could.
That's my plan right now. Like a year away, 12 months, I'm gonna be out there. Y'all gonna see me a couple of days out the month. I come back to do my show, but then I'm going back out there.
Yeah, I mean, shoot, take your show on the road, do a tour. You know what I'm saying?
Shit, I could.
Hey, big with your dreams. Think big with your dreams.
But I would still come back here because my mom and everybody's here, and that's my main thing is family time. Even over experiences, I'll still like just kicking it with my family.
Yeah, exactly. With me, I'm supposed to be moving to Florida here in the summer, but the big question is like, my mom and dad, they still live here. Yeah. But I mean, at the end of the day, they're thinking about moving too. So my goal is to be such a big influence that my parents move wherever I move. You know what I'm saying? So that I can be like, all right, I'm tired of Florida. Let's go ahead and go Seattle or something, or Oregon. Let's go somewhere where there's mountains and cleaner air. And then they'll be like, all right. Yeah, they're going to be a little bit older. But all right, I'm coming with
you. Even in the country, because, Texas is big as hell. You can find you some land. Because I used to drive to, like, remote places in Texas to deliver. Mm-hmm. And there is so much land that people don't even see, just green for miles.
Yeah, especially when you go out there to Kansas. When you out there, you be like, oh my gosh, like who owns this? You know what I'm saying? Sometimes I'll be thinking, that's what I'd be thinking. I'm like, does anybody own this at all?
And land is not that expensive.
No.
It's really not. You spend a lot more on, you could buy a piece of land right now for $90 a month. That ain't shit. That's like an acre right there for $90 a month. You know what you could do with an acre?
Sure. I mean, you can do a bunch of things. I mean, like when you have like that, if you get ideas and you can do a bonfire and, make a little festival and charge some people. You can build a house on it. You can
build 2.
Look, my goal is to get enough land and build a neighborhood, build a city on that thing, Yeah. That's my goal. Like Tyler Perry did.
Yeah. Hey, well, houses in Arlington, they only sit on about like a third of an acre.
Okay.
So you could put like 3 houses in 1 acre.
You really can. I know out there in Waxahachie, that's how a lot of them are. They just buying it up and just building right now. I don't know if that city coming up, but
it is a lot.
Yeah.
It blew up because I remember I used to go out there like maybe 5 years ago is completely different than what it is now.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, I'm I've been here in Texas for about 12 years, but
I've been here my whole life.
Yeah.
I mean, I've gone other places, but I've lived here my whole life.
When you move away, like, it's different. It's like you cut that umbilical cord.
I moved away for a couple of years, but it was still in Texas.
Yeah.
My main thing is I feel like Texas is the best country, not the country, but the best state in the country. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I heard somebody say something about Texas wanting to be their own country.
Hey, I wouldn't be against it.
Yeah, Texas is great. I mean, it's really good for opportunities. Like, it's really good for like raising a family. I encourage people like that came from where I came from to come to Texas to go ahead and get their feet wet and figure out what exactly they want to do. Yeah. Because once I got here, I got connected. Because my dad, he's like a 4-time felon, you know what I'm saying? So like he wanted me to get out of the lifestyle that he was in, you know what I'm saying? Like he was probably part of a gang, but I'm the leader of mine, you know what I'm saying? It ain't no gang, but it's the Plughub Nation.
Yeah, it sounds like a gang.
I mean, hey,
when I walk across the street, I'm gonna lock my doors.
Nah, we gonna tap on your window and give you some candy. Like, with living in another place like that, like, just be grateful, guys, if you are here in Texas, because some people don't have a 500. Some people don't have, Texas barbecue, and some people. Like, as many restaurants as Texas has, I know Texas has the most restaurants. Of other places I've been, I'm like, okay, like, there's just the Applebee's and there's just a McDonald's. Like, where everything else?
Ugh. That's the worst. Texas has, even just in Arlington, we have the most taco stands in Arlington over any place in the country.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I seen it a while back on Snapchat. I was like, what? That's where I live.
Dang, well, maybe I need to go ahead and go to... Yeah, because I love tacos.
Yeah, don't go to Chipotle. They got that everywhere. I'm talking about real tacos.
Well, me eating vegan now is So that's this is a day in the life of a vegan person trying to figure out what you're gonna eat after this.
I'm gonna give you a vegan hack. You ever heard of Blaze Pizza?
Blaze Pizza?
Yeah.
Yesterday I went to a place called Mod Pizza.
Nah, Blaze Pizza. They have vegan cheese and vegan meat, and it's fire.
Is the meat impossible or
no? It's just like they have their own vegan chorizo. It's spicy. It's delicious.
Hey, that's good if they can make their own. Yeah. Where is it at?
They're everywhere. There's one in Fort Worth. There's one in Arlington.
And what are they called again?
Blaze, like a fire. Blaze.
All right, shout out to Blaze Pizza, y'all.
If you want to sponsor me, I go there all the time. I get the build your own pizza for $8.99 with vegan cheese and everything you can put on there. And really, they let you put spinach, tomatoes, whatever you want on there for the same price. Is it a big
business or like a little medium?
LeBron owns stocking them.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, shoot. Shout out to them, y'all. Shout out to y'all. Yeah. Now, if you got a little piece of joint, you know what I'm saying, shout out to y'all out here in Arlington. You know what I'm saying, get your business.
Hey, you know what made me feel like a boss, though?
What?
I bought some stock in the company I work at now.
Which one?
No, not this one.
Oh, okay.
I got multiple jobs, multiple sources of income. But my main job is this, dental company at a warehouse called Henry Schein.
Okay.
And I bought some stock from them.
Did you buy with stock or crypto? I remember somebody said something about dentist crypto.
I haven't seen dentist crypto, but I bought just the regular stock, and I was like, hey. Like, I remember somebody said, instead of like buying Nikes and Adidas all the time, spend that money and buy you an Adidas stock before you have the shoes. You know what I mean?
That's actually some good advice. I'm going to go ahead and pass that on to the kid. Before you buy for them, go ahead and you invest into them first.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying, hey, first, if you own a stock in that company, you can buy stuff from that company. But you don't need 100 if you have one. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because... No, continue.
No, I'm gonna say, even with Google, you can't use Google until you're on a Google stock. You can use DuckDuckGo.
That's what I'm gonna say. My brother, he's been giving me some advice on stock or whatever. Yeah. And my dad did too. My dad's into like artificial intelligence stock. Technology, because whenever I talk to older people, I like to ask them questions like, what was it like whenever it was the 70s and the 80s, and they would tell you about what they thought the future was. And he said flying cars is the thing I'm waiting to see. He said once I see that, I'm happy. But like he will invest into a company or a stock that has something similar to that until they actually come out with a flying car, and then that's where you're gonna throw all this money in. So, I'm getting into it. It's just with me already kind of being involved in different things. Like, I just try not to put too much on my plate. But that's why I try to make friends, and then that's why I'm glad I'm talking to you, because I know who to go to whenever I want to kind of get involved with it.
I've been really big into crypto lately.
I'm part of a business that looks and they like market the crypto and whatnot. I mean, I'm involved with them, but
I've been researching like all the alternate coins and all that.
Yeah. See,
that shit's gonna be big, because there's some coins that are like 20 cents a coin right now.
Yeah, like I wish I would have like jumped on a lot of the coins whenever I see them. I mean,
you still can, because they're finna go.
Well, the ones I'm talking about, because now they're like.
Oh, you talking about Bitcoin?
Like I think it was Ripple. Whenever it was like, I'm talking about 2 years ago or something like that.
10, 15
I mean, I still can, you know what I'm saying? But
it's not late at all.
Yeah, everyone is still early, because it's a whole nother universe out there with crypto that is just getting started.
It's finna get sued today. That's actually what it dropped today, that they're finna get sued by the SEC or something.
Yeah. So